when someone hurts you, really hurts you, and every time you think about it, your chest tightens, your jaw clenches, and you rehearse the conversation in your head over and over. I've been there, most of us have, and then someone says, just forgive them, like it is nothing, like you can just flip a switch. And honestly, that advice can feel more frustrating than helpful. There is a saying I love: holding a grudge is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to get sick. Think about that. When you refuse to forgive someone, who actually suffers? Not the person who hurt you. They are probably living their life, not even thinking about it. You are the one carrying the weight. You are the one losing sleep. You are the one feeling bitter. Now let's look at what Jesus said about this. In Matthew chapter 18, Peter comes to Jesus with a question. Peter asks, Lord, how many times should I forgive someone who sins against me? 7 times? Now, Peter probably thought he was being generous. But Jesus gives an answer that would have stunned everyone listening. He says, not 7 times, but 77 times. Now, Jesus wasn't giving a math lesson. He wasn't saying you need to keep a spreadsheet. That's not the point at all. The point is, forgiveness isn't supposed to have a limit. It is not a transaction. You don't keep count. Because the moment you start keeping count, you haven't really forgiven. You are just keeping score, waiting for them to mess up one more time. So you can say, see, I told you so. Then Jesus tells a story that drives the point home. There is a servant who owes his king a lot of money, an impossible amount he could never pay back. The king orders him to be sold along with his family, but the servant begs for mercy, and the king feels compassion. He cancels the entire debt, just like that. You would think this servant would be the most grateful person alive. He just got a second chance he didn't deserve. But here is where it gets more painful. That same servant goes out and finds a fellow servant who owes him a few dollars. Pocket change. A tiny amount compared to what he was forgiven. He grabs the guy by his throat and says, "Pay me back right now." He refuses to show even a fraction of the mercy he just received. The guy can't pay, so the servant throws him in prison. When the king finds out, he's furious. He says, "You wicked servants, I cancelled all your debts because you begged me. Shouldn't you have had mercy on your fellow servants just as I had mercy on you?" And then the king throws the unforgiving servants into prison. Now let's talk about the psychology of forgiveness for a minute, because this isn't just spiritual, it is physical. Researchers at Stanford University studied people who practiced forgiveness. They found that letting go of grudges actually lowers blood pressure, reduces anxiety, and improves mental health. Not for the person who hurt you, for you. Holding on to anger keeps your body in fight or flight mode. Stress hormones stay elevated, your sleep suffers, your mood suffers, your relationship suffers. Forgiveness isn't just good for your soul, it is good for your body. Now here is something really important. Forgiveness does not mean pretending nothing happened. It does not mean you have to trust the person again. Trust has to be earned back over time. That is different. It does not mean you stay in an abusive relationship. Your safety matters more than someone else's comforts. And it does not mean you are saying what they did was okay. No, it was wrong. What they did hurt you. Forgiveness acknowledges that. Forgiveness is saying, I am not going to let this control me anymore. So what is forgiveness? It is letting go of the right to get even. It is releasing the person from your personal jail. It is choosing to stop rehearsing the offense over and over in your head. Forgiveness is a decision, not a feeling. Most of the time, you won't feel like forgiving. You will have to do it before you feel ready, and that's okay. The feeling often follows the action, not the other way around. So, how do you actually do this? Let me give you three practical steps. Number one, name what happened. Be honest with yourself and with God. Don't minimize it. Don't pretend it didn't hurt. Say it out loud if you need to. Number two, decide to release. This isn't a feeling, it is a choice. You can say, I choose to let this go, not because they deserve it, but because I deserve peace. Number three, pray for the person. And I don't mean pray that they get what's coming to them. Pray for their good. This is the hardest step, but it rewires your brain to see them as a person instead of just the person who hurt you. Here is something nobody tells you. Forgiveness is rarely a one-time event. You might forgive someone today, and then tomorrow the pain comes back, and you have to forgive over and over again. That doesn't mean you didn't really forgive the first time. It means you are human. Healing takes time. Jesus said 77 times for a reason, because sometimes that's how many times it takes. Not because God is keeping count, but because you might need to. Think about the weight you are carrying right now, the grudge you have been holding, the person you haven't forgiven. What if you could put that down? What if today could be the day you stop carrying what was never yours to carry? Not because they deserve it, because you deserve to be free. If you are struggling to forgive someone today, here is what I want you to know. You are not failing. Forgiveness is hard. It is one of the hardest things Jesus asks us to do. But you don't have to do it alone. Take a breath. Tell God how you feel. And if you can't pray for the person yet, just say, God, I want to forgive this person. And that's enough for today. Thanks for watching. If this helped you, subscribe for more. And if there's someone you are struggling to forgive, leave a comment. You might help someone else feel less alone. See you in the next one. Bye.